There we go. There's a little light. Hey everybody, how's it going? Tooth here. Sorry, I was getting excited about my light coming on. I was having issues with it. So I got a Walter P22 right here. It belongs to a buddy of mine. Wouldn't fire all the time. It just fire randomly whenever it wanted to. No, it would just discharge. You'd be pulling the trigger and doing all that good stuff, and about just 5, 10 trigger pulls, whatever, it would go off. It wasn't reliable, wasn't safe. First thing I want to point out on this, taking this apart, first thing I found is I thought the gun was going to be dirty. That was the issue, but it does not look like it's all that dirty, to be honest with you. But first thing I found was this little notch right here. It goes at the 6 o'clock position, facing back towards the receiver on the gun. And what I found is I found it in backwards. And also there is a tab. You can kind of, there it is right there. The camera's not picking it up real good, but that's where that little notch goes into. That is smashed. I'm going to try and clean it up a little bit and hopefully get that working properly again. I can get this barrel bushing to lock in and stay in place, so maybe not as bad as I think it is. And I thought that was kind of the issue. And put the gun back together, and it still wouldn't do anything. Basically, what my test was, I took a 22 apart, took the bullet out, dumped the powder, just let the primer in there. Couldn't get it to strike. Went back in, did a little more digging, and I tried to clean the firing pin out, which is that vertical piece right there. And as you can see, it is recessed inside there, and it is supposed to be sticking up because there's a spring in here that pushes the firing pin out this way, so the hammer is not even making contact with the firing pin. So once again, whoever took this apart, I don't know how far they went. I don't know if they put the extractor spring on the firing pin or the disconnect for the magazine spring in the wrong. There's 3 springs in here. I don't know if they got them in wrong or whatever. Contacted the owner of the gun and basically said, hey, order an extractor kit, order a firing pin kit, and we'll see if we can get this thing running. I guess, I don't know. I'm not a fan of, I don't buy 22s very often, so I don't know how much this costs. But 40, 60 bucks in parts, and I'll probably just do 40 bucks in labor. And so about 100 bucks. Hopefully his gun's up and going, but I did tell him I do not guarantee it to work properly due to the fact that it has been put together wrong, and I do not know what else I'm going to find wrong with this thing. And the other thing is, this has been a gun everybody has been telling me to get just for training purposes. No, I'm not getting one of these. I'll stick with I'll spend the money on 9mm, or maybe find another 22 that's a little easier to take apart and put back together, because this guide rod and spring are a pain in the butt to put back together when you got your barrel in and all that other stuff. But what I found as a trick is, I don't know what I've done with it. I'm pretty sure that's the wrong Allen wrench I was using, but I slid an Allen wrench down that hole onto the spring and lined the Allen wrench up with the guide rod to put it in. And then once I got the upper put on the lower, locked it into place, then I put the barrel bushing and all that stuff in. So, but yeah, the barrel bushing is just held in by the barrel thread, since it is a threaded barrel. So I don't know, not my cup of tea. Too much of a pain in the butt, and this barrel's a pain in the butt to get out of there as well. So that's what I got. I hope this all helps. Big thing, what I'm saying is, if you take things apart, make sure you're paying attention to how they come apart, so you put the right spring in the right place, or you put the bushing in properly so you don't smash up something else that you can't replace. Makes you have to buy a whole new gun. I don't know, maybe you can replace that. It looks like it might. No, it doesn't come off. You got to replace the whole firing assembly. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So I hope y'all have a good one. I hope this all helps, and y'all have a good one. Later.